Empty tank is a lost sector on the Tangled Shore, and this season, in Season of the Splicer, it's been added to the Legend and Master Lost Sector list, meaning it's one of the locations where you can get the new Beyond Light Exotic Armour pieces. Well, today I'm going to walk through step by step how to tackle the lost sector, so if it appears on the daily rotation, you have all the info that you need to know to get a chance at getting that exotic armour. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Well, first of all, today I'm going to go through the empty tank lost sector, and I'll briefly touch on preparing for Legend and Master lost sectors, plus how to access them, and then finally check out some of the exotic armour that's on offer. But if you want to skip around to a relevant section, just use the timestamps down below. Well, first of all, let's have a look at preparations, so weapons, mods, and also power level. So before you go in, you want to do a certain amount of preparation. So when you hover over the icon for the Legend Lost Sector on the map, you will see the requirements, and it's important to note the champions and also the enemy shield. So for example, when I was looking at the empty tank lost sector, the champions are barrier and overload. Therefore, you want to make sure you have anti-barrier and overload mods on your weapons, and these mods can be found on the seasonal artifact. So unlock the mods on your seasonal artifact and place them on your armour before you go in, otherwise it's really going to be difficult to beat the champions inside that lost sector. So once you understand the requirements, then you want to select a decent loadout that matches the requirements. So I've selected the Chroma Rush, that is an auto rifle, and I've got a matching anti-barrier auto rifle mod to take care of the anti-barrier champions. For overload champions, I'm going to be using a submachine gun and the overload submachine gun mod, and given we got arc shields then for enemies, I selected Anarchy in my power weapon slot, although this is going to be useful for damage over time anyways. And once you go into the lost sector, your gear is going to be locked, meaning you can't change it, so do choose your loadout wisely. So finally, the power requirements. So in Season of the Splicer, Legend lost sectors are 1310 and Master lost sectors are 1340. So you can go in under leveled, but it's going to make your life pretty rough. So my advice would be to level up and reach as close as you can to the power level requirements before you go in. Well, next up, let's have a look at the Empty Tank Lost Sector Guide. So you can find this lost sector on the Tangled Shore, and it's in Thieves Landing, very close to Spider's hideout. So what you want to do is go to the Tangled Shore, land in Thieves Landing, then make your way over to the location found on the map, interact with the flag near the lost sector, and then it's time to begin. So when you start out, you're immediately going to run into an overload champion standing near the door. So you're going to want to stun him and then try and kill him ASAP. So overload champions have the nasty habit of teleporting all over the place, so try and kill him quickly. I use my submachine gun and then a few shots of Anarchy to take him out. Then you move into the first room. So here you've got a bunch of Fallen with an anti-barrier servitor in the middle. So the various Fallen in the room are going to try and snipe you and throw grenades at you, so use the barriers in the room and move around if you need to. Try to take out the snipers first, as they're going to be able to shoot you from pretty much every angle, and do keep an eye out for the grenades too. They fly in from all over the place and are definitely incredibly accurate. So once you've taken out the shanks, the dregs and the snipers, then you're going to want to focus on that anti-barrier servitor. So it's going to be a pain because he's going to be able to give shields to any of the Fallen nearby. So get out your choice of anti-barrier weapon, and when the barrier goes up, just unload a couple of Anarchy shots into him, and that should finish him off. You could also use the Lament. That is a really good power weapon to take out anti-barrier champions. So now you've killed the anti-barrier servitor, there's a notification on the screen for you to go and press a button. So head back to the other end of the room, near where you came in, and interact with the mixing desk. This is going to allow a resilient captain to come into the room, and he's going to be teleporting all over the place. And he's got some shields as well, so when I did this, he had arc shields. So break the shields with the specific weapon with the same element. So for me, this was arc, and I used Anarchy to do that. And kill the captain, then it's on to the next phase of the lost sector. So next, you're going to go through a maze area, and that includes Cabal war beasts locked in cages. So be careful when you first go in. Some Hive Thrall are going to run at you. So there's one at first to sort of tease you in, and then 4 more shortly after that. So the lights are going to be dim, so you're going to need to use your torch. And as you make your way around the maze, so more Cabal war beasts are going to escape their cages and try to attack you. But it should be fairly easy to take them down. And make your way through here, then it's into the final area. So in the final area, there's 3 phases. So you've got a Fallen phase, a Cabal phase, and then finally you've got this Servitor phase behind the shield at the back of the room. So when you first enter the arena, some Fallen, they're fighting Cabal, looks like some kind of sport or something. So take them out, and then the room is going to fill up with enemies. So there's exploding Shanks, snipers, and also Overload captains to contend with. So the best thing to do is take out the Shanks and the snipers first, before focusing on the Overload captain. So try and use the cover to your advantage, but be wary of the Overload captain. Now once you've taken out these smaller enemies, finish off the captain with the Overload weapons. So in my case it was my SMG. And for the next section, a load of war beasts are going to run into the room with a barrier Colossus. And this guy is going to be a real pain, but take out the war beast first, and then focus your anti-barrier weapons on the Colossus. So for the final part, some cover is going to spawn in the middle of the room. It's worth using it as there's more snipers here, so lots of Fallen. They're going to rush you as soon as the shields go up, and there's a very tanky Fallen in there with a yellow health bar, so look out for him. So try to take out the snipers first as always, and then focus on the Fallen who are trying to rush you. So the final Servitor here is a barrier Servitor, so stun him with anti-barrier weapons, and then finish him off with some Anarchy shots or your heavy weapon of choice. So then you're done, head to the chest and hopefully you're going to get a drop of the new Exotic Armour. Well, next up I just wanted to cover how to access the Legend and Master Lost sectors. So you do need to reach a base level of 1200 power level. So what you need to do as well is beat the Lost sectors on the regular difficulty. So that's all of them on the Cosmodrome, Europa, the Moon, and also this season they've added the Tangled Shore too. So getting to 1200 power should be fairly straightforward. Just go out there and play the game, and drops from any activity will help you out. So public events, strikes, the Crucible, all drops are going to contribute towards you getting to a higher power level. And once you've done that, just run through the Lost sectors on a regular mode and you'll unlock the Legend version. So once you've unlocked them, they'll be indicated on the map with a blue icon with a sword and shield. So next up, let's have a look at the Exotic Armour rewards. So each day at reset time, the location rotates for the Legend Lost sectors. So once you've opened them up by doing them on normal difficulty, you're going to notice those blue icons on the map. So each day, the rewards are going to rotate too, with head, arms, legs and chest armour on offer each day. So we've had some new exotics added in Season of the Splicer. They're all leg armour, so I just wanted to go through those quickly. So we've got the Path of the Burning Steps, they're for Titans. This one comes with a perk called Firewalker. So solar final blows periodically grant you an escalating bonus to weapon damage, and you're harder to slow or freeze with stasis, and when you break out you take no damage from doing so, creating a burst of solar energy around you. So that one is going to be really, really useful in PvE and PvP too. We got Star Eater Scales, so this one's for hunters. A lot of buzz around this one. So we got Feast of Light, so you gain additional super energy from orbs of power that you pick up, and while your super energy is full, so picking up an orb of power overcharges your super, causing you to gain a burst of healing when cast and bonus to your super damage. And at maximum overcharge you also gain an overshield. So this one, really, really good, and I don't know if Bungie's going to nerf this later in the season, but I would prioritise getting these Star Eater Scales. I mean, obviously you have to be a hunter to do that, but these ones are really, really good. So look out for Leg Day on the Legend Lost sector. Finally, we've got the Warlocks, so we've got the Boots of the Assembler. So this one comes with Blessing Order, so standing in a healing rift creates noble seekers that seek out allies that are not in a rift and heal them. So standing in an empowering rift creates noble seekers that grant both you and your ally a bonus damage, and each time a noble seeker finds one of your allies, the duration of your rift is briefly extended while you're standing in it. So this one, again, really, really overpowered. So really like the look of the new Exotic Armour pieces Bungie have been putting into the game. Well, let me know down in the comments what you think of the empty tank Lost sector, and let me know what exotics you got to drop. Well, that is it for this guide for the empty tank Lost sector in Destiny 2. And what I'll do at the end of the video, I'll put up a trailer for the other exotic pieces, because we do have more than the new leg pieces. We've got chest, we've got head, we've got gloves as well, and I'll put a trailer for that at the end of the video. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and for more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. See you soon.